Hello, everybody. This is Kaimar, and today I'm going to be going over the Game Awards winners. Now, I've never liked the Game Awards. I've always thought they were stupid. They're basically just the video game version of the Oscars, but even worse. Somehow, I know. And I'm not sure if people really take this kind of stuff seriously. I mean, I kind of feel like it's like, like YouTube Rewind. Do they even still do that, right? Like, they do it, but no one really likes it except for like the most like NPCs, the most NPC of the NPCs. But I wanted to review this year's winners and the nominees because I think it's kind of interesting. I don't think it's so bad this year. There's definitely been worse years, like when Last of Us Part 2 won. That was total BS. But, let's just talk about this. But before we get going, be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy, and comment down below your thoughts. But anyway, let's go into this. There's a bunch of categories. I think they streamlined it a bit, although I definitely disagree on like what should be a category. But let's just start with Game of the Year. So, as you can see, we got Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. And Astrobot won. I think this is the most telling of all the categories because you look at the nominees, and these are some pretty good ones. And look, there is not a single American game here. Astrobot Japanese, Balatro, or Balatro, however you pronounce it, it's an indie game made by one Canadian guy. Black Myth Wukong Chinese, and then these three are all Japanese too. I swear, this year was so awful for games, like no joke. Because even the games here, I mean, Metaphor is like mega overrated, but we'll get into that later. And FF7 Rebirth, come on. I don't know, but Astrobot winning, that's pretty. I don't know, that's pretty acceptable in my opinion. I don't know, it's kind of weird how Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree's on there. Wasn't that just a DLC? And then Black Myth Wukong, that was good too. I haven't played Astrobot. I heard it's good, but I don't have a PS5, so I'm kind of out of luck there. But anyways, these are some good chances. I feel like this year they were trying to kind of curry favor with the community a bit, so they didn't put any, like, obvious garbage on here to try and gaslight us into thinking that these like shitty games are they're actually brilliant and beloved by everybody. But anyway, let's go to the next category. Game direction, which seems kind of goofy, but it's literally just the same games. And Astrobot won again. Okay. Best narrative. Now, this is a little more contentious. So Metaphor ReFantazio won, which I mean, I disagree with strongly. Metaphor's narrative is not that good. It's basically just racism is bad, and it's basically just racism is bad, with like no nuance whatsoever, but also like not even really consistent, and also there's like a billion plot holes. I actually played a bit more of it since my video, but I do not like Metaphor. Really, it's okay. It's like a 7. Okay, it's a pretty mid JRPG, but people treat it like it's a masterpiece. Like, if we're being real here, Silent Hill 2 probably should have won because at least that's like a worse version of a good story. Or I don't know. I heard the Silent Hill 2 remake was pretty whatever, but although I don't even really think that remake should even qualify for Game of the Year because it's not like an original product. But I mean, if you're gonna look, this is the thing that I don't make sense. If we're allowing remakes, then where's Persona 3 Reload? Like, are you kidding me? I mean, Persona 3 Reload definitely trumps Metaphor in just about every way. And I don't even like Reload that much. But anyways, Infinite Wealth was nominated too, 7 Rebirth. Hellblade 2 was here, which, I mean, I don't know. No, I didn't really hear many people talking about that, but look, if Metaphor's the best narrative, then, I mean, we're really doing rough. This year really was rough if Metaphor won. Best art direction, this is total bullshit. I don't know. I don't think Metaphor has very good art direction at all. I feel like visually it's a step down from P5, and especially Persona 3 Reload. So yeah, I'm a bit salty about this. I don't really care that much, but I definitely think it's kind of... Look, I think this game is just super AstroTurf, super overhyped. The thing is that we get, like, nothing but slop now. So that when we get a game that's, like, half decent, Everyone just gushes over it. And even though, like, Metaphor, I don't know, I don't think the art direction is great, but I mean, it does have, I mean, Metaphor is like the peak of style over substance, so it sort of does, I guess, bamboozle the players a bit into thinking that it's deeper than it is. But best score in music, Stellar Blade. I don't think Stellar Blade won any categories. Maybe it won one, but FF7 Rebirth won. I mean, I feel like that's fair, assuming it had the same, assuming it had an OST like the first game, then that makes sense, because the first game actually was pretty good in terms of its soundtrack. Audio design, Hellblade 2. I mean, sure, I guess. I didn't play Hellblade 2. I don't think that many people did. Best performance. Look, it's all women here. 4 women, 1 guy. And look, I don't even care about these other ones. The guy deserved to win. Also, Life is Strange double exposure. How many Life is Strange games have they made? Like, honestly, I feel like this is like a total shock. Because, I mean, the first game did numbers, but I mean, like, double exposure? What happened to the one about, like, the 2 illegal immigrants? But anyway, so this chick won. I mean, good for her, I guess. But, whatever. Innovation in accessibility, so this is just whatever game was most accessible. Honestly, I'm kind of annoyed by this sort of, I guess, hyperfixation on accessibility in modern games. But then I go back and play like an old game that has like 2 options in the options menu, and I'm like, maybe it's not so bad. But yeah, Prince of Persia Lost Crown won. I heard that game was pretty good actually, but I didn't get around to playing it. One. Fucking Dragon Age the Veilguard shit. This is how you know it's a joke that Dragon Age the Veilguard is getting even nominated. And then Star Wars Outlaws too. Games for Impact for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. So this is just wokest game, I guess. I'm surprised the hijab game didn't win. Closer the Distance. There's like a white chick and a white guy. And too many white people. I see why that didn't win. Tales of Kenzera Zhao. Oh my god. Wakanda forever. But I don't know, I mean, bitch looks like a Steven Universe character, except even worse. Best ongoing. This is bullshit. Award to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. I feel like we got robbed. I feel like we should have gotten at least one gacha game on here. Like, Genshin Impact has to be better than Helldivers 2. People liked this game for like a month or 2. And then there was the whole controversy about how they forced everybody to get a Sony account. And then it like completely tanked, and Helldivers 2 still won after suffering one of the biggest controversies of the year. And actually 2 big controversies, because didn't they also have like some rogue furry mod on Discord who was banning people for like barf emoji reacting to like furry posts? Helldivers 2 is the one that fucking wins. Give me a break. At least give it to fucking Fortnite. Oh my god. At least that's like relatively inoffensive. So best community support, Baldur's Gate 3. I guess it deserves that. Honestly, No Man's Sky is kind of getting ignored, but best independent game, Balatro, go figure. It did get nominated, and none of these ones did. Oh my god, indie games are garbage too. Anyone who says like modern AAA games are bad, just play indie games, is fucking lying. Indie games have just as much, if not more, slop. You've really got to dig through. Best debut indie game, Balatro. Fucking feel like it's a little redundant to have like best indie game, best debut indie game, best mobile game. Oh my god, Balatro freaking swept. Yeah, let's see. Best VR, AR, Batman Arkham Shadow. I don't have any kind of VR headset, so I don't really have much to say about this category. Best action. Okay, now this is where I have an issue. There's a best action game category and a best action adventure game category, but there's no best like shooter category. Because in the action game category with Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, mixed in with COD, Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, and Warhammer 40k, Space Marines 2. Like, there's 2 conflicting genres here, because we have, like, the shooters, and then we have, like, the hack and slashers. There should be best action game. for beat 'em up hack and slashes like Black Myth Wukong and Stellar Blade, and then a shooter category for Black Ops 6 and everything else. But anyway, Black Myth Wukong won. I feel like that's pretty fair. And then we have Action Adventure, which Astrobot won, although I mean, I would say there should be like a platformer section, but I mean, are we getting enough platformers in a year? At least freaking Zelda lost. Star Wars Outlaws. This is the thing that's such bullshit. Star Wars Outlaws was a disaster, and yet it gets a nomination. Give me a fucking break, man. Best RPG. Rich player character and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. Wait, so there's like MMOs in here? And Metaphor 1, like I said, I disagree with this. I think, look, it's worse than P3R, and P3R was worse than P5. So, like, look, it's pretty mid. I'm not gonna lie. Elden Ring probably should have won. Anyway, though, best fighting, Tekken 8. I mean, it was probably good. Multiverses, Grand Blue Fantasy. Man. It's not good for anime heads this year. The only anime fucking game that won is Metaphor, which sucked dick. Best family, Astrobot. Best sim strategy, Frostpunk 2. I mean, I guess that works. Best sports and racing. EA Sports FC 25. My god. Best multiplayer, Helldivers 2. I mean, if it's just multiplayer, I guess. Best... now this is bullshit. Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. How the fuck did Like a Dragon Yakuza even get a nomination? That shit was garbage. And frickin' like Larry Croft Dude Raider. Oh my god. I'm surprised Arcane didn't win. Isn't this like the lesbian show? I'm honestly kind of shocked Arcane got snubbed. And by the way, I'm saying that ironically. This show was garbage. Knuckles probably deserved it, even though I never watched that. Fallout sucked too. I mean, it was like, okay. But Fallout is like the peak of what I talk about when it's like, the media is so bad now that you give someone something that's just like mediocre, barely passable, and they're like, oh my god, it's a masterpiece. Like, this shit was trash. Even if you ignore all the ways it destroys the lore, it's just like not that great of a show. It's like perfectly acceptable and even has, the classic woke moments, of course. Anyway, though, most anticipated game, Grand Theft Auto 6, as if it could be anything else, right? Content creator, Queso won. Man, at least I'm glad. Usada Pekora got fucking snubbed. I feel like isn't this guy just like a living meme? Pekora got snubbed. She deserved better. But I mean, I don't know. Congratulations, I guess. Best esports game. Is esports even still a thing? I feel like it fell way off, but League of Legends. I mean, I guess. Best esports athlete, Faker. These are some goofy ass names, and he's but whatever. Best esports team is T1. I mean, I don't know anything about fucking esports, so I guess congratulations. And then for player's choice, we got Black Myth Wukong, which, go figure. But anyway, though, so that's about it, though. Like, overall, this isn't, like, a terrible year. There's definitely been way worse years. I feel like they kind of reeled it back a bit because they want to curry favor with, the gaming community. I think that's ultimately the crux of it, like, But, I have not forgiven, I have not forgotten. Game Awards is still gay as hell. And honestly, if we're just talking about the show as a whole, it is so cringe. Honestly, shit. And then it's just filled with fucking normies, too. I hate normies so much. And even the argument, some people might say, oh, the Game Awards is good because it, like, legitimizes video games. I don't want video games to be legitimized. Gatekeeping is a good thing, actually. Okay, we keep out the normies because the normies don't actually care. They just play it because it's popular. Okay, tourists are literally the death of any kind of hobby at all. Because the tourists come in, they demand changes, the creators change it to appeal to the tourists. The core audience leaves because they don't like it anymore because it's different now. And then the tourists leave too because it's not cool anymore. And then that's how it goes. So yeah, I hate the Game Awards. Hopefully this shit just goes bankrupt. I mean, Nintendo does fine with just their Nintendo Directs, right? Yeah. But anyway, though, that's about it for me. Tell me, guys, tell me down below what you guys think, and be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.